Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the HerbMan Show, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm the one and only HerbMan, coming live from South Africa, live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Please go somewhere, get situated so that you can learn how to heal thyself, okay? But you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to the happiness, wholeness, and the wellness that you so surely deserve. All right, so you guys keep tapping out, keep talking. Once we get up to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. Look, this is a free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how you do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during our broadcast. Look, I'm gonna work for my food, you work for yours, and let's interact. Today is another powerful message today. So you might as well go ahead and get situated, get your breathing in. Happy Tuesday for a lot of you guys on the East Coast over there. All right, happy Tuesday. Good morning, good morning, good morning, America. But here in South Africa, it is 5:12 p.m. So we've already been 7 hours in your day. And we just want to get you to understand how that dynamic is very important for you to understand. How it can be day and night at the same time. How you can be in different seasons at the same time. How you can be in different places at the same time. How you can be disconnected at the same time, living in that one individual body. And we want to be able to allow you to understand that the secrets have started to evolve and unveil themselves. What was the problem with the information that was given? Nothing. Nothing. Our people how to extend their life. Our people knew how to ascend. They knew how to devote themselves, and devotion was a very big priority. Community. But it didn't have any endurance biologically. Had all of what you needed cosmologically, spiritually. And it comes to us now where we got all of this knowledge biologically, but we're losing the knowledge spiritually. And everybody wants to know what is heaven. Put some ones in the chat if you want to know what heaven is. Everybody wants to know what heaven is. Everybody is trying to figure out what this thing called heaven is. Even in some of the most indigenous tribes, there was a talk about a place. And heaven is the human experience that we were all meant to live in. Heaven doesn't go by religion, doesn't go by skin color. See, when you begin to understand how we bridging the gap and evolving our people on this show, you guys keep tapping out, keep talking. When you start to realize what you're listening to, before I'm dead and gone, you'll realize that the message has always been with us. And messengers will always have the messages. And this is a universal message for all of humanity. Beyond all boundaries. Welcome to the experience, you guys. This is what we're going to bridge science and spirit together, not to confuse humanity. But we are doing this in an attempt to heal humanity. And today's conversation is a very important one. Because whether you are religious or not, whether you're spiritual or scientific or, whatever you want to call yourself, somewhere in between, however, you've heard the word heaven your entire life. But nobody has ever yet truly experienced what heaven really is and what heaven really means. Especially from the perspective of a human being living in the modern world. We've just been listening to folk that are dead and gone about heaven. But I'm here today to tell you what it's like while I'm yet living. So today we're going to attempt to bring some clarity, some truth, bring evolution to the minds of our people on the planet. And if you can just simply do your job and work with me today, you guys, thank you for coming on YouTube. Thank you for coming on TikTok. And just help us share. Because folks need this now. And the problem is that it's not that the answers are not here. Nobody is willing to share what they know. Everybody don't have YouTube. Everybody don't have TikTok. Everybody can't find me like that. But folk can find me by word of mouth. Word of the mouth. And you got to understand that heaven was never meant to be a place. It's a state of being. And for some reason, humanity inherit the idea that heaven is a location. Somewhere up there, far away. Reserved only for the few and the chosen. But I'm here to tell you that heaven was never meant to be a distant location. Heaven was always and will always be meaning, to be a feeling, a condition, a state of awareness. You have a regulated nervous system. That's heaven. A coherent heart is heaven. We say it in so many different ways. A peaceful mind is heaven. A loving environment is heaven. A flowing, emotional, hormonal body is what they call heaven. But what religions call heaven is a whole different thing. And we teach you guys this in the owner's manual, you guys. So if you're interested in that, just DM me. Somebody will get to you. Let me flow. What religions call heaven, science call coherence. And humanity will call the same thing peace. But the ancients described it in more of a poetry, because they didn't have all of the language of biology that we have today. But the body in this heavenly experience is the portal. And our ancient folk didn't give a whole hoots about the physical. They were just so caught up in the ascension, the spiritual. But the body, this is what we're coming in to correct. This is what we're coming in to just interject. This is what we're coming in to bring as a new theory, as a new understanding, as maybe understanding that maybe you can incorporate in your understanding of why they failed, even with the knowledge. It was because they only were limited. But now if you add what they knew spiritually to what you knew physically, and then put it together, and now you have the evolution. Now you have the truth. Now you have what you need in order to feel heaven. Not go to heaven, but to feel heaven. Because you don't experience heaven with your beliefs, my people. You experience heaven with your body. Peace is felt in your body. Love is felt in the body. Safety is felt in your body. Joy is felt in the body. Connection, healing, it is all felt in the body. And your spirit can know something is true. Yes, indeed. And your mind can believe it. Body is the only place where heaven and hell becomes real. And you cannot experience heaven when you're tensed up, stressed out, diseased, when you're low energy, negative mind, abused and battered, fragmented, when you're lost and confused. You cannot experience heaven in these particular states. And you must understand that heaven requires a body that is open. Heaven requires a body that is safe and regulated. That's why the body cannot and shall not ever from now on be separated from the spirit when it comes to consciousness. The body is the vessel that has to allow the spirit to be felt. It's a reason why religions have been pointing to the theory that the spirit is within you, that heaven is within you. Every sacred text across the cultures says the same thing. The kingdom within you, heaven within you, heaven among you, the heaven is at hand. Why are they saying these things? It is because heaven was never meant to be delivered after death. Heaven was meant to be unlocked in life. Unlocked through your body. Unlocked through your heart. Unlocked through your alignment. And a lot of people look at heaven as a reward, but heaven is not a reward. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Please go tell somebody. Heaven is not a reward. Heaven is simply a regulation. It is when the nervous system, the para and the sympathetic are at balance. Heart is open for love. When the breath is full of life. When the waters flowing with no obstruction. When your timing aligns with the seasons of your life. Heaven becomes the natural human experience. It's no longer some farce from far away, something above, some place in darkness. But religion gave us the poetry. Science now gives us the mechanisms. And you got to know what blocks this heavenly experience, what blocks this flow. And if we tell you that heaven is a biological, spiritual state, then what blocks it? How many of you know what blocks it? Put something in the chat for me. Put some ones in the chat if you guys are feeling good today. Put some ones in the chat if you guys are feeling good today. Let me keep on talking. Let me keep on walking. You keep on tapping. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes. Share the live. Experience this with me. Experience this with me. Experience it with me. If heaven is a human, biological, and spiritual state, what blocks it? And how and why could anything block that? Well, when you understand the human nature, the same things that block your emotional health blocks the passage into heaven. So the same things, chronic stress, trauma, childhood issues and wounds that are not being tended to, emotional stagnation, mistiming, dysregulated nervous system, once again, toxic relationships, lack of nature, lack of light, dehydration, self-rejection, self-harm. This is why modern humanity feels so far from heaven. It's not because heaven is far away. It's not because heaven is gone. But it's because our bodies, our biology is overwhelmed. A dysregulated person, you guys, there's no way for you to know that this is heaven. There's no way for you to feel heaven when you're dysregulated. And the dysregulation can come very early in your life without it being your fault. I'm sorry for that. We're humans. We came in through the bloodline. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to get you to understand that biologically is where the heaven resides. And that's in your life. It is not in death. Now go tell somebody. Go run tell that. Go run tell that. A dysregulated person cannot feel heaven. Even if they pray for it, meditate for it, desire it deeply, you cannot feel the light through a body full of tension. But heaven can appear once the tension is relieved. We teach you this with your owners, man. Please DM us. And you got to learn how to create the environment of heaven in today's world. And this is the biggest thing, is how do I do this, HerbMan? How do I create a heavenly environment in today's world? Somebody ask me that question, please. I don't want to ask myself. Y'all watching me, you tapping in. I got about 100 or so people on here. I see you doing your job. You're tapping, you're sharing. I appreciate you, but I want to talk to you. Somebody asked me that question. Well, then how do we create heaven in today's world, HerbMan? Okay? Gotta turn you from evil ways before God will hear you. Nah, man, you don't know nothing about what you're talking about, man. That doesn't work anymore. That's an old way of preaching. It don't work no more. Turn from your evil ways, you're gonna go to hell. Don't work no more. Folks shooting more now and ready to go down there to hell more than they ever did before. It don't scare nobody no more. It don't change nobody no more. There's no transformation or deliverance in that scare tactic no more. You got to be able to tell the truth. Spookism won't work no more. Spookism won't work no more, religion. Movement too. You're running into spookism. Stop. Consciousness is starting to be a religion. It won't work no more. Consciousness. I know you're new coming in, but don't use an old tactic. There is ways to allow people to feel everything in subtle things. We can moan together, we can cry together, we can laugh together, and we can dance together and create the environment. So you got to be able to understand how to bring heaven down to your daily life. And so we teach you in your owner's manual why it is so important. And everybody knows this. All the doctors, all the lawyers, all the gurus, everybody you hear talking on YouTube, all the videos, all the big people writing books know this part is that, yes, you do have to calm the nervous system. Because heaven requires for you to feel safe. And the subtle tension relievers that we've been teaching you allows for this nervous system to stay calm enough for safety, to be apparent to the body. Remember that the body got to do this now. The body got to do this stuff now. Okay? You got to keep your waters clean because heaven needs that emotional environment to flow properly. This means the crying and the laughing and the dancing and the singing and the walking in nature is very imperative. Heaven needs for you to be sensitive to the light. Bring in the light into the body, knowing that light is the information. Because sunlight will feed your biophotons and literally raise your inner frequency. Will 3333 was sorry to hear that, bro, but you can't get no donations on him, my partner. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, all that's saying is that was the wrong timing. Will 333. Just wrong, mistiming. Okay? Mistiming. That's all. Mistiming. But you can create heaven by creating the conditions where the body feels safe. And the body will feel safe enough to expand with the spirit. And when you get this timing, Will 333, when you get this Kairos timing, just like you said right there, you'll understand that heaven will slow things down. Heaven is slow, it's not fast. Heaven is patient with you. Heaven is rhythmic with you. Stress is the thing that speeds us up. Heaven is the one that slows you down. And when you move in Kairos time or Kairos time, your life stops fighting you. Whew. Yes. Your life literally stops fighting you. Just DM us, Will. Just DM us and we'll get your information that you need, my brother. And so you got to understand that the body is just as important as the spirit. It's just as sacred as the spirit. And many people think spirituality means ignoring the body. But I want you guys to hear this clearly today. Spirit gives life meaning, but the body gives the life the time. And you need time in the meaning. You need both. And your body's functionality, your body's rhythm, the heart rhythm in your body, it determines your intuition. The breath determines the emotional health. The waters determine your clarity. The minerals determine the electrical signaling and the electrical vitality in your body. The nervous system determines whether you feel God or whether you fear God. Your relationships determine how open or closed your spirit becomes. Spirituality without embodiment is incomplete. And this is how we evolve the gurus. The body is not the enemy. It is the actual technology that you were given from heaven. And when the body heals, the spirit can rise. We can experience these supernatural abilities. Imagine a human that breathes deeply, feels fully, loves safely, speaks honestly, listens without fear, moves with the seasons and the timing, flows with emotion, experiences joy in the body, walks with a sense of purpose, rest with peace, heals without shame. Just think of a human who creates with passion. Can it be you? Can it be you? This is the evolved human being that we're seeking. This is the human heaven was designed for. See, heaven is not an external thing, you guys. It is an internal thing. Heaven is the human being functioning at the highest level of biological and spiritual coherence. This is not a religion. This is evolution. This is not a belief. This is biology and spirit uniting. This is not mythology. This is humanity remembering itself. Heaven is being fully alive. It is not where you go. Heaven is what you become. What say you? When your heart softens and your body opens, these are heavens. When you have a harmonizing relationship with people. When your spirit finally has room to express itself. Heaven is not a destination. Heaven is a condition. It's a state of being. It's a frequency. It's a human possibility. And today, through science and spirit, humanity finally has the tools to create heaven on earth. And it's inside the body. Welcome to the evolution of human understanding. We're not selling products. We're educating. We're educators. I'm an educator. Welcome to the experience. Okay? We ain't playing no games with y'all. No games. We using these things, these little free little social media ways to let you know. You know what I mean? We using these little airways to let y'all know, man. We don't know how long this stuff gonna be free. But I'm telling you guys right now that heaven is not a place you go when you leave here. Heaven is an experience that you should have while you're here. I'm telling you, it is not somewhere you go. Heaven is something you feel. There is no way that you can think that you're going to reach heaven by escaping life. You reach heaven by aligning yourself up with nature. I'm teaching you the truth. The truth. And I know that you don't come on here to get truth, but it's on here somewhere. It's on here somewhere, you guys. And this whole art of aligning your body and your spirit and your breath and your waters and your emotions and your timing is a thing. And we know that that will build heaven within you right now, today. Right now, you, 100 of folks watching, tapping that screen, supporting. Heaven is when your nervous system is at a perfect state of peace. And we can teach you how to do that. For free. We can teach you how to do that. We can teach you how to do that. And you don't need no $1,000, no $1 million. You don't need all of this stuff if you just know that what it is. If you know what it is, more folk that know what it is. And look, it's folk that know how to cook McDonald's burger better than Mac. As long as they know what it is, they go in there, they'll do their thing and duplicate it, replicate it, and make it better. But they don't want to show you because they know that about you.
Well, let's not let them know anything about this.
Heaven is what the body feels when the spirit is aligned. It's safe love. It's clear intuition. It's that soft awareness. Yes, it has a lot to do with biological. So yes, heaven is hydrated fascia. It's mineralized tissues. It's everything working in harmony. But hell is what the body feels when the spirit is overwhelmed. So you think of it is that heaven equals coherence. Hell is dysregulation. And over and over again, you're going to keep me repeating to you the importance of the body because this is where our ancestors failed. They left the body. And they left the body because they were reading the same old messages you're reading. That the lower self is what's keeping you down, keeping you gravitated, keeping you heavy, keeping the flesh is the enemy of this experience. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. And they didn't mean no harm. They weren't telling you. They was passing on what was told to them. But the body is truly the portal to this heavenly experience. Because you want to feel it while you got feeling. And you got a lot of people that try to reach heaven through meditation and prayer, manifestation and ascension. But if your body is tensed up and stressed out and you dysregulated and dehydrated, traumatized and abused and emotionally stagnant, ain't no spirit gonna land in you. The spirit is the light. But the body is the wiring. You cannot sit here and tell me that you can experience heavenly frequencies with a body that's stuck in survival mode. So if we can remove the survival mode, we can get you over to God. So he can give you, she can give you, it can give you what you need in your time of need. That's all we're trying to do is remove the obstruction. Remove the veil so that it can be revealed to you. I told you that Genesis is the beginning of the body, but revelation is the beginning of the spirit. Genesis don't mean the beginning, and revelation don't mean the end. They both means the same thing. Genesis is the beginning of the body, but revelation is the beginning of the spirit. But you got to marry the two. Longevity, intuition, peace, and all of the other good stuff that you're envisioning, they all rely on how well you can keep your biology up. Okay? They all rely on how well you can keep your body up. If you can stay here for long periods of time, understand this. Like I said before, the spirit gives the life meaning, but the body gives the life time. And together, they create heaven on earth. Okay? So how you control the body, how you respond to environmental stimuli is going to be very important, which is why we teach you guys about those subtle tension relievers, the jaw dropping and the shoulder dropping and the tongue dropping and the softening of the eyes and the sway back and forth and the crying, laughing. And we teach you guys about it because those are your medicines. That's what you should be doing in heaven. You should be crying tears of joy in heaven. You should be touching and hugging on people in heaven. You should be laughing and dancing in heaven. You should be singing in heaven. Oh, how I'm trying to get you to see what I'm trying to tell you. Is it heaven or is it hell to you? Are you crying tears of sorrow more than tears of joy? Or you're singing sad love songs more than happy? Come on now. And you also must create this thing around you. Getting that sunlight, being around plants and nature, having that clean space, understanding the mineralized water, understanding the earth tones and the grounding. Create a home. Create a home where the body is at ease so that the spirit can stay with you. That's what we got to do. Because your heaven is received through your body. Your spirit lives in the moment. The spirit lives in Kairos or Kairos. It lives in infinite time. But the body lives in Chronos. Your body lives in physical time. To experience heaven, the spirit must know how to descend into the body. So you don't need to ascend into heaven. You bring heaven down into you. And heaven is in the breath. It's in the bones. It's in the fascia. It's in the tissues. It's in the heartbeat. It's in the waters. It's in the emotions. Heaven is all around. We become it. And this is the experience. This is the owner's manual. This is the everlasting life edition. This is the descent path. Teaching you guys how to truly heal yourself. Just a simple drop of the jaw. Do it right now. A simple jaw drop now. If y'all ready for it, let's go ahead and do it, you guys. If you're ready for it, let's go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, let's get us up to 75K before we do it. I really like to do 100K before I start doing practices and exercises. Okay? So you guys do your job, I do mine. Okay? You guys do your job, I do mine. Okay? You guys do your job, and I will do mine. All right? Just remember that the body is the map. The spirit is the driver. The body is the map. The spirit is the driver. Okay? Just remember that. Just remember that. And a driver is going to always need clear roads. You're going to need safe routes. You're going to need some gas. Right? You're always going to need a working, your car got to work. The vehicle has to work. And the body provides the housing for the spirit. So without a healthy body, the spirit encounters confusion. It encounters this mistiming, this depression and brain fog and disease. Your spirit's purpose can get trapped in broken biology. So we must understand how we do this. It feels good not eliminating sugars. Yeah, you know your sugars, they're going to be your little dopamine and serotonin there. So you got to be able to swap that out. That means that you want to start that laugh and dance and things, okay? You want to be able to do that. All right? You want to be able to do that. So you got to understand how to work this body, y'all. That's what we're talking about. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Timing is a biological sensation, not a spiritual idea. Okay, so the body's going to tell you stuff. The body's going to tell you when it's the wrong person. The body will tell you when you're in the wrong, when it's the wrong moment or you're in the wrong environment. The body will tell you when you're in the wrong relationship. It'll tell you when you've made the wrong decision. How? Your chest will tighten up. Your jaw will tighten up. These are things that you don't know. This is what I'm trying to teach you. Y'all are going and trying to buy stuff because you're ignorant. You don't know thyself. How your body works. So that's why when we get to 100K, I'm finna show y'all these subtle things over and over and over again. And you'll see instantly how you'll change your situation. But when you're going through life, your chest is tightened up. You don't know it because you don't feel it because it's all the time. So you're used to it. Your jaw gonna tense up. Your tongue gonna get to the top of your rooftop. You're gonna get shallow breath. You're gonna get anxiety. You're gonna feel heaviness. You're gonna feel fatigue. Your spirit don't feel these things. The body does. And you don't understand that this is how spirit receives guidance. So if the body is ignored or you walking around here dysregulated and this is how the spirit receives, then guess what? Guess what? You ain't gonna never be able to sense the right moments at times. You're gonna miss opportunities all the time. Without this understanding, these mistimed decisions will shorten your life. Like I told y'all before, the body is the antenna. The spirit is the signal. And you and I know a signal without an antenna, there's no reception. Spirit without body, there's no intuition. Your intuition depends on a few things. Your intuition is going to depend on heart coherence. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Get up to 100K, we'll do the daily subtle tension relievers. Okay? Your intuition depends on your lymph flow. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? I know. This thing biological. It ain't all what you think. Your intuition depends on your cerebrospinal fluid. Your intuition, it depends on the fascia. Because this is the intelligence. Remember, the body is the technology from heaven. It's going to depend on your vagus nerve. And a lot of us got issues in these places. When the body is not healthy, you can't do nothing. But when the body is healthy, your intuition increases. You got to know that. Your intuition increases. Your timing sharpens. Your clarity strengthens. Your emotional resilience rises. Your purpose shall reveal itself. And this is going to extend your life. Because you stop fighting against your own cycles out of the ignorance of understanding your nature along with nature. Spirit ascends upward. We know that. But healing has to come down into you. That's why we tell you to slow down and ground and breathe and feel and release. Because we know that descending heals trauma. We know that descending regulates the nervous system. We know that this knowledge hasn't been taught this way, but we understand it because we're evolving the human into understanding the other side. For all the books you're reading about what they knew back then. Have you ever got heaven from someone living? Oh my goodness. Have you ever got taught heaven from someone living? This is what we need. A new understanding, my brothers and sisters. We use these platforms to communicate to you the new thing. Not to rock you, not to diminish you, not to hurt you, but to evolve you. And we all need it. Without understanding this information, you always want to float away. And when you're always wanting to flow away from here, you'll never heal. You can never integrate. You can never extend and reach everlasting life. But as we learn how to ascend and descend and meet in the middle, we'll understand the formula of everlasting life. But your longevity, I want you to understand that everlasting life and this heavenly consciousness, I want you to take your body with you in that thought. Way after I'm dead and gone, way after this video is over with, way after you gone with your life today, I want you to start understanding what the brother is saying today. That you can't keep imagining everlasting life without your body. Because it allows you to mentally have a stressful experience. if you don't know how to change this perspective. But I can get you to repair your telomeres if that's what they're talking about biologically. If science is talking about inflammation, we can help you reduce your inflammation. If science is talking about hormones, we can help you stabilize your hormones. If science is talking about sleep, we can help you improve your sleep. If science knows about immunity, we can help you strengthen your immunity. We can get you there. We know those things now. If science is talking about disease, we can help you prevent disease. If it's talking about life expectancy, then we can increase life expectancy. See, your spirit alone can't do these things. It needs the body for those things. And longevity is a thing that you earn through the knowledge of how to balance your emotional flow, the knowledge of mineral balance, the knowledge of stress regulation, the knowledge of the coherent heart rhythm, the knowledge of hydrated fascia, the knowledge of aligned timing, and the knowledge of healthy relationships is what was always missing. And these are all body-centered processes. Ain't got nothing to do with the spirit. And this is why the ancients achieved enlightenment, but not longevity. They prioritized meditation and breath and ascension and transcendence. And we're grateful for them. But what they did not know is about fascia. They didn't know nothing about lymphatic flow. They didn't know nothing about mineral biochemistry and trauma stored in the memory of things. They didn't know nothing about somatic regulation and heart coherence. They didn't know nothing about the nervous system dynamics and the subtle coping mechanisms of life today. So they were able to descend without the knowledge of descending. And they achieved very, 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 very good spiritual insight. But they did not master biological longevity. And the owner's manual and everything that HerbMan Inc. stands for, me, my family, and everybody involved in this business that we're doing, which is not a business, it's a mission. It's a ministry. But we teach you what's been missing. The unification of both the spirit and the body. The true reason that the body matters just as much as the spirit is because the body gives you the time. And you need this time. Because longevity requires purpose. It requires flow. Longevity requires coherence, you guys. Longevity, everlasting life, that heavenly feeling, it requires for you to know timing. It requires for you to know how to be in the present moment. Embodiment. Heaven, everlasting life, longevity, it requires a little bit of structure. This is the union, the alchemical marriage. This is when Harry met Sally, when Adam met Eve. These are the male and the female principles. And these are the two things that produces long life. Any questions thus far? We almost at 100K. We're almost at 100K. I'm about to close it up. And then we start doing these practices, okay? Finally, I want to be able to just say this stuff here, if I can remember it, and say it in the way it needs to be. Let me do the DJ. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM us, and we will get you the information that you need. All we need is a birthday. All we need is a birthday. We let God do the rest. All we need is a birthday. We let God do the rest, okay? We don't need your blood type, blood sample. We don't need no stool sample, hair sample. We don't need to prick you, prod you, or poke you. You are very sacred. You shouldn't get stuck. You shouldn't get nobody to take your blood. They should know you in order to know you. We don't have to take your blood to know you. But again, that's y'all stuff, okay? Let somebody know this like you know the blood, all right? Let somebody know this like you know the blood. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter what I know about your blood. If I don't know about you and your life experience, I've still missed you. I've missed the mark on you. And we got to understand that the spirit expands your life, yes. But the body extends your life. You got to have both. You got to have both. The spirit expands your life. The body extends your life. You got to have both. Because when you achieve this heavenly experience and the earthly longevity at the same time, that's everlasting life. We can show you that way now. We're finally able to teach our people this way. And I promise you, if we moan together, if we hum together, if we laugh together, if we touch, if we cry together, you'll understand the power of what I'm talking about. But the thing is that it's not like we don't know this stuff. It's just that we do them so sporadically. You work 40 hours a week, but you don't do these laughing, crying that long, that much. So you'll see that you can go weeks and months with the buildup of life with no stress relief. And then you wondering why you binge. You wondering why you'll do these things because that's the only time you got. But that's a fallibility, and that's a falsity. And we're going to show you how to sneak in these subtle things once we get to 100K. We're going to show you how to sneak them in. Because you must know that they are going to be the things that help relieve you. You know, y'all just don't understand. All right? But jaw dropping, these are like subtle signals. Okay? And these things can block your heavenly experience. But you got to drop your jaw. Heaven can't enter into a clenched jaw. You got to soften your eyes, right? Heaven cannot enter into a hypervigilant gate. Okay? You got to slow your exhalation down. Heaven can't enter into this rushed breath. This chest softening that we show you. You got to do that. Heaven cannot enter into a protected heart. This belly puff that we talk about. Heaven can't enter into a collapsed diaphragm. This micro sway that we get you guys to do is because heaven cannot enter into a frozen spine. This inner smile that we teach you about. It's because heaven cannot enter into a constricted face. Because these are the doors. And when you know how to open these, my brothers and sisters, the nervous system shifts into the paradise mode. This is dissension, embodiment, flow, spirit coming down into the body. We can show you how to do it. Nicole TB, what you say? Hard copy? Is the manual or ebook? Yes, it's an e-format. Yes, it is e-format. Yes, it is e-format. Yes, it is e-format. Let's do some humming real quick. How about that? Let's get into the flow. Hey, watch it, watch your tone. Really quick, you guys, if you are interested in anything that we're talking about today, we have everything that you need. The owner's manual is the system. But if you're dealing with high blood pressure, high blood sugar, diabetes, arthritis, you're dealing with cancers, we can help you. You can go to our website, or you can simply DM us, email us, and we'll get you the information that you need. Now I want you to see how to do this stuff. This stuff you can do at work, in conversations, in conflict, driving, everything. Now, obviously, you can't close your eyes. But the jaw dropping, simply drop your jaw 1 to 2 centimeters. And when you do that, drop your shoulders. And when you do that, see if your tongue is at the top of your mouth, at the roof of your mouth. If you see that your tongue is at the roof, and I want y'all to peep yourself out throughout the day. When you driving, when you doing all of your little stuff you're doing, your tongue is at the roof of your mouth. Your jaw is tensed and your shoulders is up. That's why I'm showing y'all this. Because once you do it, you'll see, damn, they were there. How you gonna drop your shoulders if they was already dropped? How you gonna drop? How he know to drop the tongue if because we're trying to teach y'all, man. Okay, we're trying to teach you. We're trying to do it. You don't have to go pay for nothing. You need to learn yourself. You can be looking at the cell phone. You could be just sitting there chilling. If you're thinking and you're overthinking and you got bills to pay, you got pills to pop, you got children to take care of, you got a husband, a spouse going through issues, got to take care of whatever it is, you probably locked up. And you'll notice if you drop your shoulder, drop your jaw, and get your tongue off the roof of your mouth and drop it. How does that feel? How does that feel? I'm going to wait on your response. We ain't going to move no further. How does that feel? Come on, YouTube. Come on in the building. How does that feel? How does that feel? It ain't. I'm not gonna make you feel shit, PRW. What do you feel? What are we supposed to be feeling? I'm not your preacher. I don't make you clap, and I ain't gonna make you catch the Holy Ghost. I'm not going to make you get this. I'm not going to tell you what you're feeling. You in the spirit world, did you get it or not? And if you didn't, you wasn't in there. I want to know what you felt. Man, ask me what he's supposed to feel. I don't dictate this. I bring you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. It is you that is going to feel whatever that feeling is. Some of you going to feel relieved. Some of you going to feel more tense. Some of you going to feel like it ain't shit. Some of you going to feel like it's heaven on earth. I don't care about what you feel. I just want you to feel again. Not going to paint this picture for you, PRX. You just hand in your drawing. And whatever you drew, it was what you felt. And don't you want to, at some point in life, hand in you and it be okay? Don't you want to, at some point in life, hand in you and that's enough? That's adequate enough. That's sufficient. That passes the test. That's what this thing is all about. Experience. The jaw is dropped. The shoulders are lowered. The tongue is lowered. And I just want to breathe in my nose and hum out of my mouth. For some of you, you may feel like you're heating up. For some of you, you may feel a heat sensation. For some of you, you may feel a calming and relaxing sensation. But this is how you manage the nervous system. Without the medications, without the herbs, simply off what you know about yourself. All the childhood trauma, all that stuff can be dealt with in order to get you back in peace. Okay? Get you back in peace. All right? PRW, we just don't want you to be too lost, sweetie. We appreciate the questions, but some of the questions mean you too lost for the sauce. Okay? I appreciate you for asking questions, but some of them just mean that you just need to be quiet and listen. You're at a point when you ask questions like that is because you wasn't in class. That's a question meaning that you just came into class. Okay? And I'm not gonna put up with late arrivers. Okay? And it's cool. I'm not for everybody, but you can't come into class late and asking questions. Because if you came on time, you'll know what that was for you to do. And the thing about it is when we let y'all ask questions, you guys take it into your consideration to think that you can just stop the flow of the spirit with your own things. Okay, like I said, a lot of y'all are coming to class late, and then you want me to, he said ask questions. Yeah, but don't ask me a late question. You ask me a late question, a question that identifies that you came in the classroom late. The other people don't deserve to wait behind for that. I come on every day between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Come to class early, get your questions answered probably gonna get them all answered while I speak. But if not, yeah, we answer your question. I don't want you to feel like that. But that question let me know that you arrived to class late. And I got 100, 200 people on the line. We got to keep it going. We're about to wrap this thing up. You want me to go back into? She said, what we supposed to be looking for? Anything, whatever you see. Okay? Whatever you see. I'm not going to dictate the picture in your mind. I'm not going to create the image. Okay? I just came to create the situation. Okay? You can create the image. Peace, PIW. You know we love you, man. There's some folk on here that willing to take your money, son. You can sit out in the background and listen if you don't want to be on my live. That's fine. But what I'm giving you is free. But it still comes with discipline. It still is going to come with a process. It still comes with structure. I'm not obliged. I'm not one who doesn't want to teach you. But you must be ready for this stuff, man. You got to be ready for it. Got to be ready for it, you guys. You better tell them, Nay. They better know, don't it? They better know, ain't it? I'm not, hey, look, I'm a college teacher, not a high school teacher. I'm going to get on your ass in here, okay? I'm a college teacher. I'm not a high school teacher. I'm not an elementary school teacher. We're not looking out for your personality. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking out for your little ways and this, that, and we don't give a fuck about that. This college. You come on time, you pass. You late, you fail. It's your money, it's your time that you're spending. I'm the professor. I get paid whether you come to class or not. So you think I'm gonna give a damn? No. Because the giving a damn is your responsibility. And when you do, you get what you need. And that's all you need to understand about chemistry. When y'all do what y'all mind do, you're doing it. You got yourself sick, you get yourself healed. You got yourself into the financial crisis, you can get yourself out. You got yourself into the social anxiety, social situation, and you can get yourself out. Every time you put your mind to something, whether it's negative or positive, you do it. So all we're doing is just using that. We're reminding you of that so that when you get a diagnosis like cancer, stage 4 or 5, you don't think it's all over. No, whenever you wanted to do something, you've done it. This is just another thing for you to do. Why you keep losing that? Because they said stage 4. Because they said this and that and the third. Whenever you wanted to do something, you drunk alcohol for 40 years. You caused the liver problem. So you can stop for 40 years and renew your liver. Whenever you smoke for 30 or 40 years, you caused the lung issue. You can stop for 30 or 40 years and your lungs will renew. Whatever you put your mind to do, you did it. You went to jail that night. You whooped her ass that night. She hit you upside the head that night. Whatever you have wanted to do, you went down to the Popeyes yesterday, McDonald's the day before, Subway the day before, you cooked spaghetti the day before, you had a steak, you went down there, went to the club, you bought you a 6-pack, you bought you a case of beer, you bought you a pack of Pokes. Whatever you have put your mind to, you have done it. So don't let the diagnosis of a doctor, the diagnosis of a system, make you forget that. And I'm here to remind you, the power is yours. I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace, 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 peace.